While you sleep, a software named Aladdin is quietly managing $20 trillion. Not for one company, not for one government, for everyone. You think the government runs the economy? They don't. There is a ghost in every boardroom, in every bank, in every pension fund, in every government treasury. His name is Larry Fink, and he controls it all without owning a single thing. You have never heard of BlackRock, but BlackRock has heard of you. They manage the retirement fund you are counting on. They're a shareholder in the company you work for. They may even own the house you are trying to buy, and nobody ever told you. Before we get into this, check your retirement fund right now. There is a 70% chance BlackRock is managing your money without you ever choosing them. Drop BlackRock in the comments if that scares you. Stay with me until the end, because what BlackRock has built behind closed doors will change how you see money, power, and ownership forever. Who is Larry Fink? Let's start with the man. Larry Fink grew up in Van Nuys, California. Middle-class family, nothing special. He studied political science at UCLA, got an MBA, and went to work on Wall Street. By his early 30s, he had already made a fortune at First Boston. Then he lost it. A single bad bet cost his firm hundreds of millions of dollars. He was pushed out. Most people would have quit. Larry Fink started over. In 1988, with 7 partners and a single room, he founded BlackRock. No clients, no reputation, no second chances. Just a risk management system he believed in. Today, BlackRock manages $15 trillion in assets, more than the GDP of China. From a single room to owning the world. Section 1. The Phantom Architecture. Let's talk about what $15 trillion actually means, because most people cannot picture it. The entire US government budget is $4 trillion. BlackRock manages 15. But here is where it gets truly disturbing. BlackRock doesn't just manage money. They own stakes in almost every major company in the S&P 500. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Tesla. BlackRock is one of the biggest shareholders in all of them. And here is the twist nobody talks about. Those companies, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, also own each other's stock. And BlackRock owns all of them. It is a perfect circle of control. One company owning a piece of everything that owns a piece of everything else. Imagine one landlord who owns every apartment building in every city. That is BlackRock. But instead of apartments, it is the entire global economy. And you are living in it, whether you know it or not. Section 2. Aladdin. The AI that runs the world now. Let's talk about the real weapon. Aladdin. Asset liability, debt, and derivative investment network. A software platform BlackRock built in the 1990s. Originally just for risk management. But Aladdin grew and grew. Today, Aladdin manages risk for pension funds, insurance companies, central banks, sovereign wealth funds, entire governments. Over $20 trillion worth of assets. All processed through one single software system, one machine, run by one company. And in 2025, BlackRock went even further. They integrated sovereign wealth funds directly into the Aladdin network, meaning government treasuries are now following the same algorithmic signals as private banks. Think about what that means. Every major financial institution on Earth is reading from the same playbook, following the same machine, making decisions based on the same algorithm. Economists call this a financial monoculture. When every institution thinks the same way, moves the same way, a single miscalculation doesn't just hurt one bank. It triggers a chain reaction across the entire system. And that system is controlled by Aladdin, which is controlled by BlackRock, which is controlled by Larry Fink. One man, one machine, $20 trillion. Section 3, your house, your money. Now here is the part that affects you personally. After the 2008 financial crisis, BlackRock made a decision. They would move into what they called essential life infrastructure. What does that mean? Your house, your water, your energy. BlackRock began quietly buying single-family homes across America. Not mansions, normal houses, in normal neighborhoods. The kind of house a young family saves for years to buy. BlackRock was buying them in bulk, paying cash, outbidding regular families, turning them into rentals. And it gets worse. BlackRock has also been acquiring water rights in multiple states. The right to control where water goes, who gets it, how much it costs. Water, the most basic human necessity, being bought by an investment firm. But the deepest betrayal is this. Your 401k retirement savings are probably managed by BlackRock, which means BlackRock is using your money to buy the house you can no longer afford, to vote in boardrooms you never knew existed, to shape the economy with your savings. Without ever asking your permission. Section 4, the revolving door. Now let's talk about the most dangerous part. The relationship between BlackRock and government. Because here is a pattern that keeps repeating. A top government official leaves their position, they join BlackRock. A BlackRock executive moves into government. They shape financial regulation, then return to BlackRock. This is called the revolving door, and BlackRock has mastered it. Former BlackRock executives have held senior positions at the U.S. Treasury, at the Federal Reserve, at the European Central Bank. Think about what that means. The people who are supposed to regulate BlackRock spent years working for BlackRock, and after their government job, many go back. In 2026, BlackRock has been named as a primary advisor for government debt restructuring in multiple countries, meaning when a government is in financial trouble, they call BlackRock. BlackRock advises them on how to restructure their debt. BlackRock also happens to hold that debt, and BlackRock happens to know, before anyone else, what regulatory changes are coming. Because their people helped write them. This is not conspiracy. This is documented. This is the system. And it is working exactly as designed. Section 5, the future. So where does this end? Right now, 3 companies, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, together own significant stakes in almost every major corporation on Earth. 3 companies, effectively controlling the direction of the global economy. This has never happened before in human history, and people are starting to notice. In 2026, a growing movement called de-BlackRocking has emerged. Individual investors pulling money out. States passing legislation to limit BlackRock's influence over public pension funds. Antitrust lawyers arguing that this level of cross-ownership violates competition laws. The legal challenges are real. The political pressure is building, but BlackRock keeps growing. Last quarter, during one of the most volatile markets in recent memory, BlackRock pulled in $130 billion in new investments. One quarter, $130 billion. The more the world fears the market, the more the world runs to BlackRock. That is the ultimate irony. The company that controls the system gets stronger every time the system breaks. Larry Fink started with nothing. A single room. 7 partners, 1 idea. Today he runs the most powerful financial machine in human history. BlackRock doesn't own the world. Not technically, but they manage it. They advise it. They shape it. Through Aladdin, through index funds, through revolving doors, through your retirement savings, through the house you cannot afford to buy. You never voted for BlackRock. Nobody did. But they are running the show anyway, and the scariest part, most people have never even heard their name. Until now. If this changed how you see the economy, like, subscribe, and share behind billions. Because next week, we are exposing another empire that controls more than you think. The next one is even darker.